Hello and welcome to In-Ear Fetish, Zeos Pantera's channel for in-ear monitors. And when this mousepad comes into the rotation, because I just usually pick whatever, sometimes it's bad. Sometimes it's, oh my god, it's like a bad omen. But we've got the CrinEar Daybreak. And I picked the wallpaper that looks most like Crinical, mostly because it's a girl wearing glasses. You're welcome. So these, 169, 5-way, just like I had with your mom and your aunt and your two grandmas last night. I don't have much bad to say about these. However, as I listen to Res D3, Nightmare on Res Street 2 mix, I don't want to play too much because then it'll get copyright. They are one of the clearest IEMs I could think of. Like, they have two microplanars. Their design is as follows. One dynamic, which I don't know the size of, two BAs, and two microplanar. So microplanar, presumably doing the treble, unless they're doing the mid-range, but usually they do bass. I don't know how they lay it out. But this is a let's just call it a 5-piece unit. And it's very, very, very cohesive. My biggest problem with them is that Resolve likes them. So Resolve and I have very different tastes in things. Resolve thinks that Soundstage is a executable flaw in all things. He's like, but it's fake. And I'm like, bitch, everything's fake. I haven't called him bitch to his face. Hi, Resolve. We shared Thai food together. It was great. But he literally was like, he was complaining to me how Soundstage is not real. And I'm like, bitch, the Beatles are mostly dead. Everything is fake that we listen to. And I feel like that's the one thing about the Daybreak that's, I don't even say lacking, because it's a choice. You make the choice of how you want to tune your thing, or you just get lucky and sometimes things have huge soundstage. But this feels like it's like a little more intimate. It's a little more, it's certainly flat. Like, we are not exaggerating nearly anything. And I had an imaging effect happen, like something that went from right to left, that I could actually feel it like it was touching, like someone took their fingers and touched my eyeballs and went, sounds going like this. And it's like, oh, that was strange. So I think my favorite part about these is the detail retrieval. Because the bass is not exaggeratory. The mid-range is clean and, I wanted to say punchy, but mid-range, can mid-range be punchy? I don't know, you tell me if mid-range can be punchy. This is apparently Crinical's baby, too. So I don't want to shit on Crinical's baby, because there's nothing to shit on. It's a clean, clear, precise IEM that I have nothing to complain about, except the fact that Resolve likes it, and he calls it the be-all end-all of IEMs. He says at any price, which is that's a straight no. It's so hard to like dance around, like the death thing is here. I've been listening for like an hour and 20 minutes. And these are all broken in. I put them on the burn-in rig for literally weeks sometimes, if I'm just not paying attention and doing other things. And as I listen, it's like I have nothing to say about them. I don't dance. The biggest problem with an IEM is when I don't dance. When I'm listening to a song that should absolutely get me moving and I don't do it, something is not grooving with my personal aesthetic of like listening. And I think the other problem with the Daybreak being reviewed right now is because I just finished the Zagat. What the fuck was it? I can't remember the coffee makes me bad memory. The Luna. Yeah, because it's the Luna thing. The Zagat Luna for $380, which is a more expensive IEM. This is $169. But the Zagat Luna is designed to be like a flat studio reference. And that was making me dance even with that. So it's like my whole brain exploded with the Zagat Luna. And I feel like this is kind of aiming for that same clean, neutral presentation. And that's only a 6BA. There's not even any dynamics or anything. So I usually lean towards the things that have a dynamic, that have microplanars, that have electrostats, have something interesting going on inside of them. And if I was comparing the two, I would take the Luna over the Daybreak. But that's like double the cost, so I'm not going to fucking worry about that. They're a little dry. It's a little bit of a dry IEM. It's a dry EM. That's right, I made a pun. You could sue me. But it's the... Now, these aren't exactly very different. I mean, they're both using Valencia as the literally see-through amp for just that versus that. But I'm going to probably go back to here, and I'm going to actually put on Impact Plus, N-Tube mode, and the spatial enhancement of the Golden Sound Wandla DAC. Because I feel like the crime of the century. This is a Supertramp crime of the century. Look, I'm one man. Everyone seems to love the Daybreak or has been giving the Daybreak. I see a lot of people talking about it. And I see them talking about it in a way that they're comparing it to Defiant. And I do not want fight. But other people are fighting it. So when I put them on for the first time, I had that in my brain. It's like, all right, now I'm comparing this to my IEM. Which, by the way, thank you all for making Defiant a success. In fact, they've asked if I want to start naming other IEMs, because apparently the names help a lot, because we didn't call it the Peng. And I can kind of see where the comparison comes. 169 versus 100 is not that far off. And my design being to, like, be just what it sounds expensive. And this certainly has at least upper mid-range to the end of the treble that humans can hear, sounds fucking expensive and exotic. It's this like there was something in a song that was like this background noise that I was listening to it. I'm like, God, this is prevalent. Is it always as prevalent? And I don't think it was always as prevalent. Do I remember what song it was? If I hit back like 35 times. No. Is this it? Yeah. Victor Wooten. I'm pointing right at her tits. Hold on. I can't scroll because it's... I can make it lower. There. Put it on her wrists. Victor Wooten, Keep It Low, from Sword and Stone, which sounds like this. Big bass hits, and then there's like a swirl, and then there's a guitar, and then it gets into... And there's like... I don't know if you're able to hear it in the speakers. There's like a buzz. There's a buzz in this track. And I think it's on purpose. I don't think it's like someone's just really bad at recording music. And that buzz is so prevalent that it's actually distracting me from the song. But there's a good chance when I added this to because this is my special sound demo playlist for when you join my Patreon, you get to listen to sound demos for full speed with these. I think we're down here. I think, yeah, because then the buzz moves left ear. It sounds like it's the weirdest effect in a song, because it sounds like there's a bad wire break, and if you wiggled it, it'll change, and it actually moves to the left, which is nuts to put in an actual track. It should piss me off. Like, oh fuck, who would do that? Who would add distortion sounds like your shit's broken? But Victor fucking Wooten will. And it's just the most prevalent maybe ever in this IEM. So as far as things go, from mid-range to upper treble, and I try to read sometimes. I am not unliterate. There was a specific passage here that was basically... emphasizes clarity, providing a solid bass thump. It does that. All the finer nuances in music without being glaring, fatiguing over long listening sessions. And I believe that. Because I've had these things on, well, they're on Valencia. So they're playing quite loudly. But with, there's no fatigue. As detailed as I'm describing, usually that means, oh, fuck, it's going to hurt after 20 minutes because it's just screaming details at you. But this doesn't. I think that's the selling point of the Daybreak. The Daybreak is like looking through a magnifying glass, like a telescope, microscope. It's like looking at a microscope to your music, but instead of having to put those stupid things against your eyes, and it's just like a big, beautiful screen. And you're not fatigued at all. I do agree with that. And I don't know how he tuned the microplaners just to be like, just like a sprinkling of salt on something. It's not like pour salt on it. It's just a sprinkling. So the balancing of the Daybreak is quite extraordinary. But as far as like, if I wanted to use this IEM, this was, by the way, loaned to me by a patron. He bought it from headphones.com, had it sent to me, and then I'm going to send it back to him. But I wouldn't choose this tuning for enjoyment of music. I would choose this IEM if I was studying music. This is one of those study IEMs. And the thing is, it's got the bass bump. It moves. But it's just not as... This is going to sound... It's not as fucked up as I like an IEM to be. Like, sometimes I want my IEMs very clean and clear. I'm keeping the Zagats to try to use them for sound demos, like to actually use them to monitor. And the only other $170 IEM that I would probably reference or recommend if you wanted to go for the opposite of these is the Hibby Yacht 10. Ooh, batteries. Hibby Yacht 10. I think those are on Amazon. Yeah, there they are. Oh, they're $129. Or they're $159. What? Pick a price, goddammit. Let's go for the one that are more expensive, but closer to the price we're referencing. And these are just a 10 millimeter dynamic. So, but they're in the roughly the same price range. And I think this is a matter of like, oh, I like having fun with my IEM and I want it to do weird things and change the way it sounds. Or I want to examine. That's why Resolve loves these. I should probably take them out of my head so you could look at them. I'm sitting here having an argument with myself. You got to keep that in mind. I am alone in this basement. There's some cats that might run around, but everything I say is to me. There may as well be a mirror here. No, it's not me. They're very, very... For considering that it's a 5 driver, it is quite a small unit, actually. See-through shell. You can see the dynamic up there. The BA's there. I don't know what a fucking microplaner looks like, but I'm sure it's in there somewhere. Very, 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 very boring looks. So let's say that. It says CrinEar. It says Daybreak. It's an aluminum thing with a thing around it. The wire is fine. Certainly good enough for a $170 IEM. If you're not a right angle fan, that's going to piss you off. Although I will say, as far as right angle adapted wires go, these are probably some of the nicest. Dunu does the right angle thing, but they don't make it small enough. This one, you unscrew this, and look, just like Defiant, it falls down the entire length of the wire if you don't have a thing here. So you got a really fat... It's not... I've never seen one quite that big, but yeah, plugs right in there. Give me some more of that balanced goodness. Really nicely plugs in, actually. I kind of prefer... this. It feels good. Screw that on, and because it comes with 3.5 and a 4.4, it comes with one set of memory foam ear tips. You know how I know that? Because that's what the cardboard says. Again, why one size? I had a party last time I did an IEM a couple weeks ago, and I had 3 different size foam tips. That's unheard of. They're usually just one. It's like, yeah, here's your like 3 different sizes of standard bore ear tips. And here's your one set of memory foam. Like, why does using memory foam mean you have to have medium-sized ears? I don't get it. They're more expensive, obviously, which is why people only include one set. But still, it says CrinEar here. The wire is 2-wire twist, 4-wire weave up. There's nothing wrong with this wire. Absolutely nothing wrong with it. I wouldn't mind in the modern society if this also had a USB adapter, like the flare cable now got a USB adapter. Which, unfortunately, actually, is this even the right? Actually, I think it's the correct thing. It's the 4-pin. 4-pin, it's way bigger than Defiant's thing. But yeah, no, I'm satisfied with the way this sounds. I'm not jumping for joy and throwing away all my other IEMs because of it. And I think I've waited long enough to do this review that you guys can chime in the comments. Because it's one of those, it doesn't sound bad. It's not my particular taste at this particular moment. It's not what I want to listen to, which could be a thing. If I reviewed this in a week after I didn't have coffee and my belly is full of like steak and tartar sauce or something, I might have a different opinion on it. But I have nothing terribly bad to say about it on a technical or build level. Comes with this case, which actually pretty nice. Real thick. Like real thick. Like they could have probably... I guess it would be tough to get this in there in any other dimensions. I have a question. When are we going to make cases like the old school IEMs? My father had a set of... was it COS? Oh my God. Holy fuck. I just unlocked a memory. Coffee did this. Coffee unlocked this memory. I used to have a set of earbuds, obviously, because everything back in like when I was younger was earbuds. That there was a plastic case that opened. You installed the earbuds, and then you put the wire, and then there was a thing, and you could spin it around, and it would wind up the wire into the case, and it would tuck in. What brand was that? That was my first IEM. I think I stole them from my father, or my father gave them to. I don't remember. How does my brain make the go now? I can't remember fucking Katsuna AI's name, but I can make Kazuna AI? Kazuma. Darkness is dead. But I can remember fucking that now. It's wild. If there was a pill we could take that literally made us remember everything we've ever thought about and remember, we would all feel like we're living forever. I figured it out. When you get older, you don't remember as much from your past. And as that fades away into like, oh shit, it feels like you've lived such a short life. That's the problem. We all need to get better at remembering shit. So I think we all need to start eating more fish. Anyway, I'm done with the Daybreaks. The box is boring. The look is boring. They're not a terrible price for what's going on inside of them. The wire is acceptable. I like the connectors on it. It certainly has punchy, tight bass. Maybe a little too tight. Like, I kind of want to let its hair down. I didn't bother putting render tips on it, which would probably increase the kick of the bass, but it's not gonna make me dance. Most times I want a little bit more like flavor. This is a perfectly cooked meal. Absolutely. But it's the recipe that doesn't do anything weird. Absolute. And we need that. And you need that. I mean, I don't know if you do need that. Let me see if it's got any ratings or reviews. I think it's also not currently in stock. Yeah, it's paid pre-order to reserve. So everything's back ordered, by the way, in the whole world because of tariff things, I think. But yeah, it's got 4.8 stars. So this is a much loved IEM. I'm not over here to shit on anything anyone believes. Sweet. Great service by headphones.com, especially the price point. Yeah, no, I think if you have something like the Yacht 10s and you want to try something that's a little more in a business suit, these are way more business suit IEMs. So yeah, I'm just going to stop talking and go make real food and then try not to drink this entire second cup of coffee because my heart will just explode. Enjoy the Critical wallpaper. It's in the wallpaper hoard. And Patreon subscribes to support this channel. And they're going to help me send this unit back to its owner because that's money and I have to insure it. And yeah, we're done here. This is like, you can feel my hesitation. For those of you who watch this channel, I'm like, oh, Zeus just loves everything. I do. And I also understand politics. And I also understand I don't want to upset fans of like Critical or the CrinEar. But it's not right now. Like if I had to choose an IEM to listen to for the rest of the week, it would not be the Daybreak. But I don't disrespect anyone who chooses this. It's the same way with, like, here's the thing. I don't actually love my Defiance tuning. I understand it. I chose it when we were going A, B, B, A, B, A, B, A, B, B, C, A, C. I went down that list and I picked it in order to make it sound expensive. Just like this vague imitation of what expensive should sound like. And it sold 3,000 units, actually 3,100 units. And that was of a week ago. So I don't have to love something to respect it and understand that people want to hear this. Defiance, So Crinical's doing the same thing. This is something he might, like me, be filling a hole. Giggity. Where he's like, you know what doesn't exist? This particular tuning with these particular drivers, and I bet it'll sell well. And you know what? I bet it fucking is selling well. To have 28 reviews of 4.8 stars, that means he's selling well. So it isn't about if Zeos loves it, or Resolve loves it, or DMS loves it. Does DMS even review IEMs? I don't even think he reviews IEM. It's about, did this exist before this one? And does it have a place in your giant watch case of 37 IEMs? So yeah, I think it does. Anyway, I'm done. She's done. We're done. Patreon, subscribe, star, blah, 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 blah. Mouse pads are on Reddit. And I'll see you in the next one.